Look, students at Wits University in Braamfontein, Johannesburg have vowed to shut down the institution when they resume their protests today. They say they will continue to protest until their demands are met. We understand that 2 student journalists were also shot and wounded and are admitted at the Milpark Hospital. Students are demanding that their counterparts with historical debt be allowed to register. Let's bring in Hasina Gori live for us in Braamfontein. She's been covering the story since yesterday. Hasina, what's it looking like this morning?
Good morning, Blaine. Yes, like yesterday in the early hours, we saw that eerily quiet, calm, quite a sense of business as usual on campus. But today you can see that the shutters have been completely closed at the Empire Road entrance here at the university, and there's a sense of them planning for what's expected to happen. We can see that the protection services are sitting on the steps. They've been there from the early hours of the morning in riot gear. For now, they've been sitting on the stairs, but earlier on we saw them lining up. We also see police officers that have been deployed to this specific entrance, as well as police in Yalas. We know that yesterday protests took place on Jorrison and Jansmat, which is on the other entrance of the university, and then moved into this area in Braamfontein. So we do know that the protest seems to spear up in different areas and move throughout the day. Right now it is quite calm and quiet. We do know that the ANC Youth League have said that they will be joining the protest today, coming out at about 10 o'clock. So we do expect that to take place. There's a lot of anger and frustration over the killing of the 35-year-old, which Griselda just named a few moments ago to you. We do know that, for a lot of them that were standing there at that time when it happened, they felt like that this was an innocent bystander that ended up being not even in crossfires. If you actually watch the exclusive footage that SABC has and go to just maybe a few seconds before the shot is done, it's at about 10:59 or so, and you see that they were literally just standing unprovoked outside. I think next to the clinic there is a student residence, and the students were standing outside there unprovoked, not even chanting or anything. And then you see a police in Yala ride up, and it seems as if they were either shouting at the students to leave, or they said something, because you see everyone dispersing and you see then the deceased hiding and others hiding away. And after those shots are fired, you see the police officers then chasing the students into the building and then driving off. The doctor that we also spoke to yesterday mentioned how he went out to help resuscitate the patient, and they were unsuccessful. And from what he explained, there were 3 wounds to his body, 1 to the chest, 1 to the side, and 1 on the face. So this is just some of what had happened, and has really mounted the tension among the students, as well as political parties and other activists, saying that police have acted careless and quite heavy-handed in the manner. If you look at that visuals, it's quite a close range. Even the doctor mentioned that he hadn't seen wounds from a rubber bullet like that before. So a lot, is expected to happen today. We do know that the Wits Vice Chancellor is expected to have a virtual press briefing at 10 o'clock. To give an update on what's been happening. We know that the university yesterday mentioned that they condemned any violence by anyone, and really called for calm at that time, but also called for the police to be held accountable. So that's quite interesting day expected ahead, and to see what comes out of it.
We are learning more about Mthokozisi Ntumba, the man in his 30s who died yesterday. What are you hearing from students, Hasina, with regards to how this death has changed the tone and tenor of the protests?
The tone that we're seeing right now went from, calling for inclusion and free education to now really talking around the use of force by police anger towards police and government, that they treat students that want education and a free education and being able to better their life in such a manner, that this was unprovoked, that this wasn't a crossfire per se, where students were acting out in violence or where there was a need for rubber bullets to be used at that specific moment. So a lot of conversation, both on the streets, in person, as well as online, around the way police handle protests and the way in which students are being treated right now.
All right, Hasina Gori, live for us in Braamfontein. We thank you very much indeed. Stand by. We'll also come back to you with regards to updates on this protest. Hasina Gori there live for us. All right, let's take a quick break. I'll get you more news next.